And welcome back to our fourth episode of the show that is sweeping the nation, Woke or Stoked. Welcome, Twin, to our fourth episode. How you doing?
I'm stoked to be here. My apologies in advance. I was at a banger of a concert on Sunday, and my voice is not completely recovered. Shout out to anyone who may or may not have attended the MCR Long Live the Black Parade tour.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So we will forgive you, Twin, for not having the most potent of voices.
Thank you.
Luckily, hopefully we can make it.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can make it work past the grunting. And welcome to all of you. Thank you to our loyal and amazing supporters. We have our fourth episode, jam-packed show. A couple quick stories, but we want to have a little bit of fun at the end of the show. As always, the link is in the description below in the comments section to send in any comments or questions. We will be read out loud everything that you guys write, and we will answer it, and we will respond to it. So feel free if you want to be one of our beloved viewers that sends us our questions that we will get to at the end of the show. All right, so the first topic that we're going to talk about,
Let's get into it.
we have to get back to Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Okay.
And here's the reason why. Christopher Nolan, picture of him on the screen right now. One of the greatest directors of all time, in my opinion, the greatest director of all time. However, can you tell me any controversies that you know about Christopher Nolan, Twin? Any at all throughout his career?
Wasn't there one where someone said that he casted too many white people?
In Oppenheimer?
I mean, to me that's not a real controversy, but that's
yeah.
the only thing I can think of.
You know what? I think you're right. So what I'm getting at is, this guy's been working at Hollywood. I think his first movie was following in, let's say, 97, 96. This guy is basically skated by controversy free. I did hear about that one, so we can count that one. But why I'm bringing this up, to me it's a bit of a non-story. However, I do want to bring it up because Christopher Nolan never has any controversies around him. So, he is filming The Odyssey currently right now. They're they're breaking records and filming all over the world, literally all over the world, Greece and all over the place. However, he was filming in the Western Sahara, Twin.
Okay.
Now you're a bit of a geography buff. What country, or name one of the countries that controls part of the Western Sahara?
Wouldn't that be Morocco?
It would be Morocco. We got the geography guy over here. Good job, Twin.
Yeah, a lot of tension around that area historically.
Yeah. Okay. What do you know about that? Do you know something about that?
I feel like I used to know more. It's fallen into different hands. They've wanted independence. They haven't. Morocco's wanted it to just all be part of Morocco. It's kind of all I got right now.
That's fascinating. So here's, for me and for many people, I had no clue that any of this was going on. But this is a story, and that's why we have Twin here, to bring the educated mind to us normal plebes. So basically, this is the headline per Variety. Christopher Nolan criticized for filming The Odyssey in occupied Western Sahara. He's contributing to Morocco's repression of the Sahrawi people. Sahrawi people.
Occupied.
Apparently. So we're going to get into this because, once again, this was news to me. I had no idea that Morocco even was around the Sahara, or that let alone the Sahrawi people were there. But here's the idea. He's facing criticism, basically, because, in case you guys didn't know, when a movie is out filming, right, they have to have location scouts, right? They have to go and say, I want, a big mansion in my movie. So they talk to the location scouts and they say, oh, we found 10 mansions. What do you think? It's a huge process. Mm-hmm. So the Western Sahara is a very popular place to shoot many movies, and we'll get to that. And obviously Christopher Nolan, I'm sure there's a couple scenes that they could use a humongous desert for in The Odyssey. So that's what he did. He spent 4 days filming in the Western Sahara. And this is just coming up right now because the people, the Sahrawi people, have put out a statement basically, not condemning, but basically saying Nolan should not film here, or if he's going to film here, he should apologize, or there should be some sort of note or idea to show that these people are suffering. If they are suffering, I'm not familiar. But that's, so based on what I just said to him, what do you think about this?
Dude, I don't know. I know we're not going to solve all the world's problems here, but I don't really know too many details about the situation in Western Sahara. Mm-hmm. Is the idea that you endorse the occupation, that you endorse what's going on with the government and how they're repressing those people? Part of me wants to ask, is there a way that you can do it that's more respectful, or is there a way that you can do it that makes more sense, or that those people would approve of? I mean,
Yep.
normally something's happening in your community, it generates more money, it generates more interest. Like,
That's exactly right.
you know, I gotta think that there's a way to do it well, but
That's
also I
exactly right.
don't really know what the big problems are.
I don't either. So just to put a little bit more information, after the shoot had wrapped, so they're gone. Western Sahara International Film Festival, which takes place in apparently there's a film festival in these refugee camps, put out a statement that said this. Dakhla is not just a beautiful place with cinematic sand dunes, first and foremost. It is an occupied and militarized city whose indigenous Sahrawi population is subject to brutal repression by the Moroccan occupation forces. The production should stop filming in Dakhla and stand in solidarity with the Sahrawi people who have been under military occupation for 50 years and who are routinely imprisoned and tortured for their peaceful struggle for self-determination. Yikes.
That
So,
sounds pretty bad.
yeah. So obviously we don't know. We're not from there. I don't know if this is a real thing or not. It does lend itself to another very famous conflict that's happening with a foreign country that's occupying and God knows what else.
You're not from Western Sahara?
I'm not, believe it or not. I know I look like I am, but I'm not Sudanese or whatever they're called. But here's my issue, and so I want your input on this. But here's my point. Nolan is not responsible for the geopolitical situations happening. The Western Sahara, I mean, just recently, you know how many films have done any sort of scenes in the in Sahara? Gladiator 2, Men in Black International, John Wick Chapter 3, 13 Hours, War Dogs. Like, this is a very popular place to film. So
Wow.
I didn't hear about any of this when any of those movies that I just listed were filming, right? To me, it just seems honestly like we have Nolan. He's one of the biggest names in the world. This movie is one of the biggest names in the world. This is our chance to get this message out there. And I respect him for it, but it's not Nolan's problem, number one. Number two, you should direct it at Warner Brothers, at Universal, because what the hell do you want them to do? You know what I'm saying? Like what do you want them to do? They already filmed there, and even if they hadn't, you want them to just lock down thousands of employees and all the actors that had to fly out there? You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, Twin. What do you say?
My intuition tells me that like there is a limit. Like, I don't know, North Korea. Like, if someone's insistent on filming there, question's kind of like why.
Yeah.
I don't think the situation in Western Sahara, no disrespect to them, necessarily has that international visibility. And you can say that that's a shame or that's a problem. You can have your feeling about that.
Mhm.
You know, it's commonplace clearly for movies to be filmed there. There's a protocol.
Yeah.
So are they all to be condemned? Is it a particular crime that Nolan is doing his scenes in specific parts near specific things?
Yeah.
There was a similar controversy with Mulan, the
Exactly
live action
right.
Mulan, wasn't there?
Exactly right. Yeah, because they thanked some sort of camps at the end credits of Mulan that people found out were actually like a version of concentration camps that they have in China, and they filmed next to them, and that was like a whole thing as well. But my point is, with Mulan, I kind of understood it a little bit more, but at least for this one, I was like, many movies filmed there, this just doesn't seem like something that's that big a deal. And in the sense of, what do you want Nolan to do? I mean, this is a humongous production, maybe the biggest shooting right now, at least in a couple years. I just don't know what you want, because they said like he should stop filming and stand in solidarity. I don't know. To me, it just screams of people that don't understand the effort that it takes to have a film production. I mean, even if you've been in LA or any sort of areas, when they're filming, they shut down streets. I can't even imagine for the Odyssey. I mean, you'd need to have acres of land shut down to film. So anyway, long story short, we did want to talk about it because it's important, but, you know, I don't know if it's that big of a deal, you know?
I think people sometimes live in this fantasy land where like every one of their favorite directors is like an activist.
Yeah.
Or every one of their favorite actors like, you know, follows all these like important causes, and like sometimes people are just professionals and they want to work, and at the end of the day they want to go home.
Yeah.
Like, you can have, again, whatever feelings you have about that, but like I don't think people should act surprised that these people are just there to work.
Agreed. I agree with that 100%. Nolan is famous for not dealing with anything. Like, that guy just goes in, is the best director in the world, and does his job and makes masterpieces. So let's cut him some slack.
Which I think is the official stance of this podcast, right? Nolan is the best director in the world.
That is our official stance. It is stamped right there. There you go. All right, guys. So for the second story that we're going to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about DC and Marvel, right? So, James Gunn has famously said James Gunn is the leader and the CEO of DC Studios, right? He just released Superman, a lot of good things coming up. Now, he says a script needs to be good enough before they even start filming, right? So, what does that mean? It means they have this thing ironclad, right? For example, there is no casting of Wonder Woman yet. Why? Because the script isn't written or it's being finished, right? So this guy, he's running his studio and he's learned from the mistakes of Marvel. And we're going to talk about Marvel right now because he says, I've seen it, I know about it, and I'm not going to do it. What does he mean? We want movies to be completely finished script-wise, and then we'll start talking about casting, and then we'll start talking about everything else that comes along with it. I don't know if that's a good plan or not. It sounds like a good plan. But Marvel, on the other hand, Twin, per Hollywood Reporter, they famously do not have their scripts entirely written when they're filming their movies. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Yeah.
Back to Iron Man, by the way, there's famous stories of Iron Man. Like, they were writing that day of. Jeff Bridges and Robert Downey Jr. were, like, working on the script while they're filming the movie, which is very, unheard of, to say the least. And apparently it has not changed. Rebecca Romijn, Twin, does that name ring a bell? Rebecca Romijn Stamos.
Yes.
She is Mystique in the original X-Men movies. And in case you guys didn't know, she might be reprising her role in an upcoming Avengers movie. And they are filming Doomsday right now. And she said, per the Hollywood Reporter, when they asked her, one of the actresses in the movie, they asked her, like, how's it going? What's going on? She says, and I quote per Hollywood Reporter, I'm not quite sure. The script they haven't finished writing it. It's been very, very fun, and we don't know yet. So that's the nicest way of saying, I don't know what I'm doing at any given day. We're just kind of here, kind of winging it. What do you think about that?
There's a lot of different tactics for writing scripts. People have a lot of different, ways in which they get inspiration. Sometimes you want to, like, start to see, like, your vision, and then you'll know which way to go. Sure.
Yeah.
People are quirky. People have their own systems. I wouldn't want to do it. I would like to have a script finished before I have any of the other details figured out. I think sometimes I wouldn't want people to get in the mentality where they're already taking a victory lap. Like, oh, like, look at these actors. People love these actors.
Yeah.
And, like, all of a sudden, for some whatever reason, things become a little bit less in focus.
Yeah.
Some parts of the script, whatever. I wouldn't do it. Obviously, if it's good, we're going to be like, oh, they're geniuses, right? But
And it's worked, by the way. I mean, if
Yeah.
this is Marvel's MO, let's also not forget they've made literally the most successful franchise of all time with this method. So maybe there's a method to their madness, but I agree. I also would prefer to have a script locked down before we start talking about actually having the actors on set, Twin. She's on set. She's like, I don't know if they need me or not. We don't really know. They haven't finished writing it. That's crazy to me. This is a $300 million movie we're talking about here. We're not talking about some indie film.
we should try to be extras.
Sneak onto the set of Doomsday?
It's been a while since I did that.
There you go. There you go. We're working with an accomplished actor here, ladies and
Not
gentlemen.
accomplished.
And if anybody wants to know, you can send questions in asking about our beloved co-hosts. Numerous and very lucrative film roles that we can talk
Some in Philly.
about. There you go. There you go. All right. So obviously, let us know what you guys think. Which method seems better? I mean, as far as we know, James Gunn is doing that with the DC Universe. It seemed to have worked for Superman. Obviously, it's working for Lanterns. Is that a better method then? I do see some pros in saying, no, our script is a loose blueprint. It's kind of like a fluid thing. Why? Because, oh, Rebecca Romijn shows up. Actually, we like her more. We want her to say this. Actually, she should be better at this. I do understand that there are pros and cons to both. Personally, though, I side with you, Twin. I would also prefer to have the script written, everything's perfect on the page, and then we can alter slightly if we need to.
Yeah. I mean, if you see something in practice or with a specific actor and it's just not working, sure, you can adapt, but, like, I couldn't imagine not having at least a full skeleton of what needs to happen.
Yeah, agreed. Now, obviously, I'm sure for Doomsday they have a skeleton, but, we'll see. All right, guys. For our third and final story, it was a bit of a slow week, so, I was judging around, seeing what we could talk about. Twin, when's the last time you saw The Social Network?
Ooh. I'm going to guess 2016.
Okay. It came out in 2010. Many people consider it to be the best film ever made, or at the very least, one of the best films of the century, without a doubt. Do I agree with that? Do you agree with that?
It's very good. It might be my favorite movie of that year.
Okay.
Actually, when did King's Speech come out?
2010. It lost Best Picture to King's Speech. When did Inception come out? 2010 as well.
Ooh. It's up there for me for that year.
Mhm.
But best of like the century so far?
I mean, people. I mean, I know many people that say that.
That surprises me. I wouldn't have thought that.
I am very. I think I've seen it once or twice. I'm very mid on it. I just think it's fine. Nothing unbelievable. Even in that year, I would have given Best Picture to Inception or Black Swan over The Social Network.
I feel like the movie, yeah, sure, it gets a little bit boring. The performances I adore.
They're good.
I adore everyone in that movie.
And you know what's funny? Only one performance got nominated in that movie.
Who?
Jesse Eisenberg. He's the only nominated performance. Not Armie Hammer, not anybody.
Wow.
Not even Andrew. Andrew has not tasted Oscar nominations, unfortunately.
I love Andrew.
Yeah, we all do. We all do. But anyway, long story short, The Social Network 2 apparently is coming out. They're working on it. Aaron Sorkin, who wrote the first movie, is coming back to direct the second one. So this is still like an ongoing thing. It could be canceled, and I got to be honest, I don't know if this thing is going to see the light of day. Why are we talking about it? Because there are even top contenders for the role. Jeremy Allen White, famous for The Bear, and Mikey Madison, coming off of her Oscar-winning role in Anora, are said to be the top contenders to be in this film.
Wait, Jesse Eisenberg wouldn't play it?
That's why we're talking about this. Jesse Eisenberg has passed on this movie.
Why?
We'll talk about that. What do you think? Guys, what is Jesse Eisenberg doing other than making Now You See Me 3 and Sasquatch Sunset movies? What is he doing that he can pass on this?
Well, I mean, he just did A Real Pain.
Exactly. He's a real pain in my ass, honestly, Jesse Eisenberg. But basically what we're getting at is, if I'm guessing, I think Jesse passed on it as a negotiation tactic. Right? Let's just say, hey, we want to do Social Network 2. You're our guy. We'll pay you $2 million. And he's like, nah, I want 5. Now, I don't know why you wouldn't just give him that, but it's gotten to the point where they're actually reporting that he won't even play Zuckerberg. Like, they're going to get a Jeremy Strong, who is coming off of an Oscar nomination for The Apprentice, playing Roy Cohn. They want to say that guy might be Zuckerberg, and Jeremy Allen White and Mikey Madison might be like helpers in that whole organization and stuff. So basically what the idea is to pick up years after Facebook, what has happened, what has that technology meant for the world, what has social media done to us. There is a lot of commentary that could be done there. But what do we think? Jeremy Allen White, Mikey Madison, do you like this? Would you go see it? What do you think about it?
Who would Mikey Madison play?
I'm guessing, I mean, I could look into it more, but the idea would be some sort of like Facebook person, you know. But what do you think about this? Could you be interested in something like this?
I'm kind of 50-50. I don't know if I would trust them to do it well. If I know kind of like what it's about, because it would kind of like take place in that like COVID era time where like Facebook was pressured to be politically partisan, right? Like,
and Aaron Sorkin would be writing and directing. So it would definitely have a clear message is what I'm getting at.
Is he...
I mean, he did The West Wing and stuff. By the way, to answer your question, it would be based on something called The Facebook Files by Jeff Horowitz. It's a series of articles, and basically what they're saying is Jeremy Allen White would play Horowitz, the journalist who wrote this, and Mikey Madison would play the whistleblower behind the articles. That's what they're getting at. So basically, here's my question. Why even call it The Social Network 2? What does this have anything to do with anything?
That should be its own movie.
Why is a Facebook Files Wall Street Journal piece with different people, with Zuckerberg as apparently a supporting person? Why is it called The Social Network 2? Why not just call it The Facebook Files?
I feel like it should just be its own movie.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it needs to be connected to The Social Network.
I don't get it. I mean, honestly, at that point, I understand why Jesse would pass on it, because he's like, this has nothing to do with that. I don't get it. Honestly, either if it's The Social Network 2, then follow Zuckerberg, follow, you know, what happened in the years after that. But if it's this Facebook Files journalistic we've seen The Social Network. How does that fit in? I don't get it. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, obviously, to me, this seems like I don't know if it's going to see the light of day, honestly, because I just don't know who would finance something like this. How much money could the Facebook files, whistleblower, article, journalism? Did She Said, what was that movie called? She Said, She Said? She Said
I have no idea.
with the Harvey Weinstein thing, that didn't break any records at the box office. So I mean,
I
what
didn't even know that movie existed.
there's a movie called She Said, She Said or something. I'll look it up. But basically what I'm getting at is if this is, anything like a journalistic movie, I don't get how much money you could be banking on. I just don't see the purpose of having this sort of like journalistic movie. All the President's Men came out a long time ago. So that's all I'm going to say about that. John, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm skeptical. I'm sure there's a way it could be done well. I'm sure there's a way it could be casted well.
Mm.
I don't really see how it could be well connected to the actual movie, The Social Network.
Yeah, at that point, it's
Final
just like,
take on that.
yeah, at that point, you're kind of just damaging the reputation of the original by calling it Social Network 2. It seems like you want to make a different movie and you want to cash in on the money and the reputation that the first movie has, so we'll just call it Social Network 2. I don't like it, and neither does Twin. All right, guys. So those are our 3 news stories of the day. Pretty good week overall. Happy week for both of us. But we did want to have a little bit of fun, and we're going to play a little bit of fact or fiction. Now, what does that mean? You guys can send us in questions and ask your own fact or fiction if you want. But the idea is basically this. I'm going to give Twin a statement, and he's going to give one to me. And we're going to say, do we think it's a fact or is it fiction? And we're going to have a nice little lively debate about that. So my first fact or fiction for this lovely segment. Twin, I got a fact or fiction for you. You ready?
Bring it, and then I'll determine if it's lovely.
Thank you. Fact or fiction, Twin? Denis Villeneuve, who is directing the new James Bond movie. Denis Villeneuve is famous for directing Blade Runner 2049, Sicario, Arrival. Yeah, I mean, this guy, Dune, both Dune movies. Very prolific filmmaker, no doubt about it. Denis Villeneuve's Bond will be the highest grossing film of his career. Might seem like a stupid question. You might be like, obviously. Think about it before you answer, Twin. Is that fact or is that fiction? Denis Villeneuve's James Bond, and that'll come out in, 2-3 years, will be the highest grossing film of his career. What do you think about that?
How much did Dune 2 make?
I knew you would ask that, and because I can see the future, $715 million.
It's not going to make that much.
No. Need I remind you? Spectre and Skyfall made over $1 billion. So you're looking at me in the eyes and saying,
okay, how much did what was the last one with Daniel Craig called?
very good, No Time to Die, 758.
That's still a lot.
That is a lot.
I changed my mind. It will be the highest grossing movie of his career.
So fact or fiction, Twin?
It is a fact that it will be the highest
Wow.
grossing.
All right. So we're going to come back to this because, Twin, I don't want to put you out or anything. But in our first ever show, we were talking about Superman's box office. Do you remember what you thought it would be?
934 million.
And .001 cents or whatever it was. Twin, it's not going to smell 900 million. It might not even get to 700 million. So a little bit of fail on that one. I'm sorry, on the egg on the face of my co-host over here.
I'll take the L.
But we'll come back in a couple of years. We're still doing the show. We're still going strong with our millions of viewers, hopefully. So, Twin, you're saying it is a fact. It's not fiction. Denis Villeneuve's Bond will be the highest grossing film of his career.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
That is a Robert Walsh guarantee.
Yeah. So, I gotta tell you, I think I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna say it's fiction. I think that Dune Messiah will probably make more money than Dune 2, and I don't think that James Bond will make as much money as Dune Messiah, because Dune that just keeps increasing. I think the first one made 400 million because it was released during day and date on HBO Max. Then the second one made 700 something million. I think the next one, obviously, logic would indicate maybe 800, 900, maybe the billion, and I don't think so. So we're gonna come back to this one in a couple of years. We'll see if it is fact or fiction. All right. Now, before we move on to our questions, I know the lovely Twin has a fact or fiction for myself. So, Twin, lay it on me.
Jose, that was a lovely segment. I went in a slightly different direction with Fact or
Oh,
Fiction.
yikes.
I went in the more of a past, like Fact or Fiction about the past.
Okay.
I want to test your Oscars knowledge.
Oh, no.
Because Jose is not only the movie man, but the Oscars movie man,
Movie.
kind of above all else.
Yikes.
And so I recently had the great honor of booking a 7-night stay in the German city of Hamburg.
Yikes.
And it got me wondering
Uh-oh.
how many German films have won the Oscar for Best International Movie. So, Fact or Fiction, Jose, a German movie has won Best International Picture 2 times.
Okay. So let me start off with what I know. And what I know for a fact is that it has won once. I believe the film is from 2005 called The Lives of Others.
I think it's 2006.
It's 2005. I'm just kidding. So I know that won. So we're at least at one. But has it won again? Now, I assume you're talking about in history, right? Like since the creation of the category.
Correct.
And the category's old. I mean, I don't know exactly what year it started, but I know that there's films from maybe the 60s that were nominated. But the question is won, not nominated.
Won.
God, did The Lives of Others?
Film from Germany has won twice.
So if I say fact, I'm saying that it has won twice. You know what? Maybe I'm insane. I think that when The Lives of Others won, I remember seeing something like, maybe I'm crazy. This is the first time that Germany has won. I have no idea. I'm going to say that is fiction, Twin. I'm going to say that Germany has only won the Oscar for foreign film one time. The Lives of Others. Lay it on me.
Had you just said fiction, you would have been 100% right. Depending on how technical you want to be, they've won 4 times. The one of them was specifically West Germany, I think in like 81.
Oh, damn.
I have the movies right here.
I'm very interested.
Um,
4 times, wow.
All Quiet on the Western Front from 2022. The Lives of Others, apparently from 2006.
Mm-hmm.
And a movie called Nowhere in Africa from 2001.
And what was the West Germany one? Wow. Nowhere in Africa. Never heard of that one.
Wait. The Tin Drum.
Wow.
But it was specifically West Germany at the time.
Damn. So I remember All Quiet on the Western Front. For some reason, I believe the director of that movie, I thought he was American. I thought it was something. I didn't put 2 and 2 together that was actually like German from Germany. Because sometimes with the foreign films it's very complicated. But wow, okay, that's a fantastic question. So I was right. It was fiction.
It was fiction.
I just under delivered a little bit. So I'll take the win on that. And Twin, in a couple of years, we'll find out if you got the win on the other one.
Cool. I'll be down to find out.
All right. Now, before we end the show, as always, we have to thank our lovely viewers that send in our questions every week. And you too can send the questions. Check the comments below. And feel free to just click that link and it'll send you over to the stream elements and you guys can ask your own questions.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So Veronica sends another question again. Thank you very much, Veronica. Much appreciated. And she asks, which was the first superhero starring in a movie as the main character? So what I think she's trying to say is, who was the first superhero movie? Like, what was the first main character superhero movie? If you have to guess on that, son, what are you thinking? It's a good question, actually. It's a fantastic question. I don't know the answer
My gut instinct says it's Superman.
So that's for sure 1977, 78. Well, for a fact, Adam West was in a theatrically released movie for Batman in the 60s. My question, so for sure it's Batman because that's from 1960. But that's a good question. Did George Reeves have an official Superman movie? Or was that a TV show?
Ah. He was like the first one,
but
right?
I think that was just a TV show. So Veronica, we can look into this and I will get back to you. But I'd be willing to say, unless we're both missing something massive, I think it is Batman, Adam West, 1960, Batman the movie. Pretty sure. Because I was thinking Blade in the 90s and, X-Men and all that. But as Twin said, we got to go back to Christopher Reeve and then we got to go even further to Adam West. So for now, we'll say Adam West, but maybe there's some sort of comic book movie that nobody's ever heard of and, the Invisible Man or something.
Because we don't have any other contenders. It's just Really, Superman and Batman are the possibilities.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, but maybe there's some sort of graphic novel or something from the 50s that we've never heard of. But
Oh,
we'll say that for now. All right, guys. Next question is from fan number one. Our number one fan is sending in a question again. Thank you very much. And he asks, which is the movie that has made the most money in history? Ooh, well, that's a very easy question to answer, but we can talk about it. Twin, what is the highest grossing film of all time?
was it Avatar 2?
Was it?
That made a lot of money. Avatar.
Wait, you just changed. Which one?
Avatar 2. Final answer.
The correct answer is Avatar. One! Just the one. Sorry, Twin.
Oh, can you do that to me?
Twin. But here's a better question. So thank you for number one. The answer is Avatar. It has made the most money in history, believe it or not. I wanted it to be Endgame. It was not. But here's a better question. Twin, how much money, as of today at this second, has Avatar made? 2009.
2.4 billion.
Twin, this is real. 2.9.
It's almost made $3 billion.
Almost, and here's what that means. It's a 2.92. Here's what that means. We got Avatar. Thank you for the question. We got Avatar coming out in December. If Disney's not stupid, what they would do is they would re-release both Avatar movies, right? Get a feel for it. There's 2 other Avatar movies after that. Are you really telling me that in 3, let's just call it 3 re-releases in the coming years, you don't think it can get 0.8?
It will.
I mean, if that thing gets to 3 billion,
that thing is gonna get to taste 3 billion.
I mean,
not more.
I wish I could taste 3 billion. You know what I'm saying? Damn. I mean, and James Cameron. There's 6 films that have made more than $2 billion. If anybody cares about box office, James Cameron owns 3 of them. It's just unbelievable. Avatar, Avatar 2, and Titanic. Like, that guy is just, you never bet against him. So when he wants to do 13 more Avatar movies, just let him. You never go against Twin. Against Twin or against James Cameron.
Do not go against me.
Exactly.
Do not.
Do not. All right. And our last viewer question of the day. I mean, I appreciate the username. I don't know. That's a very funny one. It's Jose plus Twin forever. Thank you. I hope that. What the hell? After that, we're not going to be forever. We're going to be one more episode. You're fired. Anyway, thank you for the question, Jose plus Twin forever. And the question is, do you guys think there are any early Best Picture nominations? How many nominations do you watch typically? Oh, that's a lot of Oscar questions today. Okay, well, Trent, why don't you take the first one? Do you think there are any early Best Picture nominations? What are you hearing? What are you feeling? And how many nominations do you watch a year?
I have no idea what the early nominees are, dude. Maybe Zootopia 2 for Best Animated.
Yeah, probably. Not a bad guess.
I think on average, I've been slacking lately. It's been a couple years. It's been like a few years where I've seen like 4 or 5 of them. But I think my average is about 2 or 3. Which maybe with, doing the podcast.
Yeah.
I can go as high as 4.
I can get back to 1. Okay. That's a great question. Jose plus Twin forever. So I watch. Okay, so here's the thing. I used to be a diehard Oscar fan, so I would watch every single one. But I don't know. Ever since the Oscars got so political and like so much, agenda pushing, there's been multiple years now in a row that I haven't watched at least 2 or 3. Last year, for example, I didn't watch Emilio Perez. Didn't want to see that at all. I didn't watch Nickel Boys. I never watched.
Did you hear about anyone who actually liked Emilia Perez?
No, but obviously there were a lot because you don't get that many nominations without people liking it. But yeah, so
Fair.
Each year I just kind of like, there's a couple that I'm just like, I don't want to get around to it. But yeah, I can't think of others that I haven't watched, but there's been a couple that in the recent years where I'm like, I'm going to pass on that one. It hasn't been that much of a priority, especially in 2020 when Nomadland came out. I didn't see like 3 of them that year. I was like, it was depressing. As for early Best Picture nomination, that's a great question. As far as what I've seen this year, I have to tell you, Sinners more than likely will get a Best Picture nomination, whether we like it or not. Wicked for Good would be a good guess as to a Best Picture. I mean, the first Wicked got a Best Picture nomination. Other than that, I can't think of anything that I would say like, oh, this will get nominated. My bet would be Sinners and Wicked for Good would probably be like the two that I would say for now. Obviously, Oscar season is coming in a couple months, and that's when things will get really serious and all the good movies will come out. Blah blah blah. But yeah, that is where we will leave it, guys. So obviously, if you want your questions answered, feel free to send it into our link, and we will get around to it. Thank you for those three beautiful questions from our lovely viewers. And Twin, anything else to say before we wrap it up on the fourth episode of Woke or Stoked?
No, other than if you've stuck with us this far, thank you. Tell your friends about us. We are just here to talk about interesting things. Be honest and have a good time.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. And with that, we will wrap it up. So see you guys hopefully next week. Send in your questions if you want, and we will be talking about amazing news stories, anything and everything that we can talk about. And we will see you guys later.